Hello and welcome to Temple of Helios. This week we're going to be talking about Witchblade. Now you're going to be asking, what's Witchblade? Helios? Well, Witchblade is a comic book series that was created back in 1995. And it ran for 20 years and ended in 2015. Yeah, the more you know. Witchblade was created by these four people on the screen. I'm not going to try to pronounce their last names because I am a loser at pronouncing last names. So you got Mark, David, Brian, and Michael Turner, because his last name is easiest to pronounce. He was the artist. It ran for about 20 years from Top Cow, and apparently Top Cow Productions is now owned by Image. And I'm just like, when though? Was it always like that? I don't know. So Witchblade now is a weapon not created. I mean, it's created from the center of a star, okay? It's birthed from light as a weapon that it's... God, where do I even start with this? Because you're just going to sit there and look confused, look at the screen like, what are you talking about? Okay, so Witchblade's a weapon that attaches itself to its host. Mostly it's females. There's only been like maybe 2 males. I know 1 for sure, maybe 2. But they haven't lasted very long. So it's mostly females that this weapon attaches itself to. And it's like a symbiotic relationship or parasitic, depending on which iteration of the Witchblade you're talking about. I'll get to the parasitic part of it in a sec, but it's a weapon that attaches itself to a female. Usually, when this host dies, it brings the person back to life and lets them use the weapon, Witchblade, to battle the powers of evil, and cleanse the world of darkness, if you will. So yeah, it's pretty standard. What happens when the person uses it, it makes them it makes this weird armor that's not really armor, because so much little armor covers everything. It's very much centered for male readers, from teenagers to adults, obviously. I can maybe show you one image if I could find one that's clean enough, I guess, on like the skimpiness of the outfit, because we don't want to get flagged. So yeah, Witchblade was a series back in the mid-90s, lasted 20 years. It's kind of one of those, it's probably Top Cow's biggest production or biggest character that they've created. So that's maybe Darkness, which was a spinoff of Witchblade. The Witchblade, as far as how it was created, this blade was created by a blade of light and a blade of dark. Actually, I don't know if the Darkness was a blade. But these two other things, objects, that possess people as well, they made a truce. They're constantly at war, light and dark. And they made a truce, and they did some extreme hugging. Comment if you know that joke, get that reference. They did some extreme hugging, and then gave birth to the Witchblade, which the Witchblade is created, and its goal is to wipe out the evil in the world. It spawned several comic books for the last 20 years. For about 20 years. A TV series on TNT from the early 2000s, which, let me tell you, wow, that show, I don't know if it holds up today, but that was something. Speaking of TV shows, NBC is remaking it, or making a new Witchblade TV series, so that'll be interesting to see how, what they do with the outfit, I guess, with the armor, or lack thereof. It also spawned an anime series back in 2006 from the animation production company Gonzo, which that's how I got introduced to the Witchblade world, was through the anime, because that was actually one of the first anime I ever watched was Witchblade, and let me tell you, I love that show. I got a figure for it. I'm not going to show the figure because I don't want to get flagged, but it's great. Great story. Great characters, great artwork, just everything. And of course, recently, Witchblade got brought back 3 years after it ended on a new reboot through Image and Top Cow. And the series follows a new girl called Alexandria Underwood, I think is her name. Now, this series kind of picks up with her dying and then coming back to life. And she doesn't know how or what happened. All she knows is she woke up with this bracelet. And the bracelet talks to her. Tells her, tries to help her through situations and gives her like these premonitions and stuff. And she thinks she's going crazy because she has had mental issues, PTSD, because she was a journalist that went over to the Middle East. And due to reasons and events that happened in her life, she developed PTSD, and she thought, oh, I'm just going crazy. But soon she finds out that's not really the case. It's the thing on her wrist that's talking to her, and she needs to bond with it before she, dies, because she hasn't completely bonded with it. Because through 3 issues of this series, we don't see her use the Witchblade to its full potential. You see little glimpses of it, little bits of its power she uses, but she hasn't full on embraced it. So she's having trouble accepting it, because she's just like, no, I don't want to. I'm not crazy. This is all a lie. And the Witchblade is just sitting there like, fam, you're gonna die, and I'm gonna move on to someone else. Let's just make this symbiotic relationship work, yo. So that's basically where the comic is at right now, is that she's still trying to figure out everything, and the blade is still trying to immerse itself. I can't even speak today. Immerse itself with her. And she's starting to try to learn how to control it now. Now, as far as the parasitic part of it, I don't know in the comics if it's the same, but in the anime, the person that has the Witchblade uses it, but it takes a bit of their life every time they do use it. Because they die, and they get brought back to life, and the Witchblade basically kills them every time they use it. It's like a parasite. It takes your life every time you use it to do whatever, fight darkness, evil, and whatnot. And then once it kills you, it moves on to a next host. Which, in the world of Witchblade, has been a lot of famous female figures in the world. Cleopatra, I think Queen Elizabeth. A lot of the big figures in history all wielded the Witchblade at one point. So it goes from one person to another, kills them for whatever reason, how many times they use it, and then it moves on to the next person. So it's like a never-ending cycle. But yeah, so if y'all like stuff like that, go read the comic. It's actually pretty good. The artwork's great. The storyline's pretty interesting. It's a nice little reboot, because I'm trying to see what they're going to do with the costume. But yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with the costume. They're actually going to go as skimpy as it has been for the past 20 years, or they're going to go something different. It'd be kind of cool to go something different, actual full body armor for once, and see what, and then just make it badass, but you never know with people. Yeah, go look, read into Witchblade. When the NBC series comes out, whenever that is, because that was mentioned back last year in January 2017, so who knows about some production. It was going to be a movie, but that failed. So, yeah, go watch the NBC show when it comes out, or read a comic book. Do some research on your own. Or watch the anime. That's probably a good starting point, is watch the anime. It's pretty entertaining. But yeah, that's Witchblade. Next week, we're going to be talking about, I think I'm going to talk about Moon Knight from Marvel. So, yeah, look forward to that. Anyway, see y'all guys next time. And thanks for tuning in. Okay, bye.